こんにちは、溝渕俊介です。今月から始まりましたオーブトーク。今日はニューヨークからスペシャルなゲストを2名お迎えしてお届けします。お一人目は演出家、振付家のジェリー・ミッチェルさん。そしてお二人目は俳優のハリソン Ghee さんです。ジェリーさん、J さん、こんにちは。インターネットを使ってこんな番組もできるの嬉しいですね。Hi, Jerry and Jay.
Hi.
Hello, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Thank you very much for your time today. We are so happy to have you on the show. So I understand that all theaters are shut down for March and that you are all staying home. How is quarantine life and do you miss theater life, Jerry?
Oh, do I miss it? I miss it desperately. I am in my 120th day in quarantine in my house in the Fire Island Pines where I have a home. So I'm very fortunate because I can get out. I'm on the beach, so I can go to the ocean and do some yoga in the mornings and stretch and do my exercises. And very fortunate to be able to be in a big place where I can be outside. But it is 120 days, and I'm really, really missing the theater, as we all are.
Yes. What about you, Jay?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely missing theater life and creating and connecting with people. Yeah, as Jerry said, in the quarantine, I'm just here in my apartment in New York City. I do my yoga right here in the living room. I don't go to the beach. But I'm doing well and keeping sane and yeah.
やはりお二人とももうずっとステイホームをしているということで、やはり劇場が恋しいみたいなんですけれども、まず一つ目の今日のテーマはなんといってもKinky Bootsです。So we have to talk about Kinky Boots because this is obviously the show that connects you two together. Jay, so your performance in Japan, I saw it, was spectacular. Jay, how long have you known Jerry? Could you tell us about the history about you two?
I met Jerry at my first audition in 2014, and my first memory of Jerry was me pulling out my red sequin leotard, and he happened to be walking into the room and was like, "Where did you get that leotard?" And I said, "It was in my closet." Um, and from there, that just I started a professional relationship that I cherish so much now, and he has been such a mentor and someone that has molded me and shaped me and given me opportunity to shine, and I am forever grateful to him.
So what about you, Jerry? What about Jay did you want to make him Lola? What do you think are the elements that is necessary for playing the big role of Lola?
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to that audition. So it was an audition, and I think we were at either the Chelsea Studios or the studio at Pearl Studios we were at.
Uh-huh.
And there were quite a few guys in that audition. And Jay is gigantic. He's very, very tall. So of course he stands out immediately. But he did have on a red sequin kind of leotard, and he looked like Beyonce, to be quite honestly. It looked like Beyonce had walked into my audition. And it was his comfort and his clarity that drew my eyes to him. I cast Jay in the show Kinky Boots the National Tour as a cover to Lola and a cover to some of the other roles. His gifts are truly unique and original. He's about to go into Mrs. Doubtfire on Broadway when we all get out of this. He's a huge star, and I was lucky to find him.
日本でご覧になった方、やっぱりその彼の人柄っていうのもとてもよく見受けられたんじゃないでしょうか。Was there something special in terms of body maintenance that you did or are still doing right now?
I'm probably doing more repair work than I was doing maintenance work during the time, to be honest. Because I was a drag queen before Kinky Boots and I had practice in heels, so I was used to the pain of the heels. It just became natural to me. And beauty is pain, so it's just you bear it and you give a show and you commit to it. So it's just a now continuing to take care of my body and make sure that I carry that forward.
美しさっていうのは痛みが伴うっていうことはまあ万国共通なんでしょうね。I was surprised to hear that the producers were once considering to cut Everybody Say Yeah. That is a really big surprise. How did you prevent them from doing so? Or are there any other episodes you remember from the process of creating the show?
So I don't know where that rumor came from, but Everybody Say Yeah was never, ever.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, I've never heard
discussed
that.
to be cut. Never, 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 never. Surprisingly, though, the producers did come to me and ask me to lengthen it because they loved the dancing so much in it, and they were getting cards when we were in Chicago creating the show, and they said everybody in the audience wants Everybody Say Yeah to go on for longer. And my answer to the producers was no, leave them wanting more. Don't give away your tricks. Don't let them see the magic. Make it happen and make it disappear before they can see where it ends. There was discussion in Chicago when we were out of town of shortening Not My Father's Son, cutting a verse and a chorus. And we tried it for one performance in Chicago. It was a matinee, and Billy and Stark, I went to them and said, the producers think we should cut this and I'd like to try it. So we tried it. And by the evening performance, I put it back in and I said, that's not the problem. We have to earn the right to sit in that song and listen to it in its entirety. So we have to look at everything that precedes it and make sure it's not weighing us down. So when we get to that song, the audience is attentive to those two characters and they want to hear what they have to say. So that's the process of creating a new show.
やはりそのいろいろなバランスを見ながら作品を作ったり、あとはそのこうお客さんをじらすっていうか、もうちょっともっと見たいって思わせてるくってところがまあミソなのかもしれませんね。Thank you very much for that, Jerry and Jay. オーブトークでは公式ツイッターアカウントでハッシュタグオーブトークを使って視聴者の皆様から質問を募集しました。We have questions from our fans. How great was the Japanese production?
The Japanese production was amazing, and the audiences were unbelievable. Not only the first time we did the show, but when we did it the second time with Haruma and Tepe, I mean, the way they responded, and I think we were at the Orb, and it was just unbelievable, the crowds, and it was packed. And, you know, the funny thing about the show is I've seen it in Japan, I've seen it in Korea, I've seen it in Australia, I've seen it in Canada, I've seen it in Germany, I've seen it in London, I've seen it in New York City, and I've seen it around the United States, every state in the United States. The reactions are always the same, no matter where you go. But in Japan, perhaps they were the largest reactions to the show I had ever witnessed. I think that the story resonates with the culture in a big way. It offers you an opportunity to be who you want to be. And I think that message is really, really important for everyone, and specifically for the Japanese audience.
What is your dream that you would like to challenge in the future?
We could go on forever about this. My ultimate dream is, I always say, people ask, what is my end all be all? And I just say that I want to entertain the world in whatever capacity I am given the opportunity. I love to reach people and to affect people with art and with creativity. And so I am open to endless possibilities.
やはりその無限大、可能性は無限大ということで、もう何でも挑戦したいという心持ちしかと受け止めました。ところで、キンキーブーツ日本版も、2016年、2019年とそれだとしました。As you mentioned, Jerry, Kinky Boots in Japan, the Japanese production was a smash hit in 2016 and 2019. And I'm sure you remember Haruma because we talked about him earlier.
Yes.
We have questions from Haruma today to both of you.
Oh, wow.
So yes, exciting. So this is a question from Haruma to Jerry. So shows reflecting the gay culture and gender issues from various countries and various times. You have worked in a lot of shows involving those themes. Did you find any common elements or differences among those shows, Jerry?
Well, I think the common element is that the character Lola, the character of Alban in La Cage, and even Elle Woods in Legally Blondes, really, they're the underdogs. They're the people in a story you need someone to root for. So you're always rooting for the underdog and you want to see them succeed. That's what makes a great musical for me, is you watching somebody actually achieve something by the end of the show. And but the stories are, I'm a gay man, so the stories are particularly important to me because I've had those experiences as a person myself, growing up in a small town where no one was gay when I was a teenager and in musical theater. There was no Will and Grace on television. There were no role models for me. And I had to kind of maneuver the waters. I was a salmon swimming upstream, right? That was me. I was the one going in the other direction. So these stories for me help me share a part of myself with the audiences that I get to tell them to.
なるほど。やはり誰しも共感できるっていうのはそのいわゆるちょっと立場が弱い人が何かをつかみ取るっていうのは日本でもよく共感されていることですよね。やっぱりそういったストーリーっていうのは特にジェリーの実体験を持ってこういったショーを作るっていうのはたくさんのお客さんの心に届くんでしょうね。Thank you very much, Jerry. And this is a question for Jay from Haruma. We obviously know that you are a fabulous drag queen, Crystal Demure. How has it helped you in shaping Lola? And I heard that you got the inspiration of becoming a drag queen when you were in Japan. Is that correct?
I was working at Tokyo Disney, and I would go home at night and play in makeup and create these looks and share them with my coworkers. And for my 21st birthday, I went out in Shinjuku for the first time in drag, and that changed my world. And my friends encouraged me to keep that up when I got back to New York. And having that life of being Crystal Demure and doing nightlife and doing drag and having the understanding of the cabaret life definitely informed my Lola in such a way and gave me a perspective that was different from other Lolas. And it was fun to be able to infuse my Lola with Crystal, for her to be informed by that life, but also for Lola to teach me new things and to expand my drag in turn. So it was definitely a give and take, and it was, both ways, which I am so eternally grateful for.
Thank you for that, Jay. So moving on to the next theme, Jerry, we saw the special version of Raise You Up for Pride Month. The Japanese fans loved it. I'm sure fans worldwide adored it. What is the story behind this? What made you and your team produce this special video?
Well, everyone was in lockdown, and people were starting to people had a need to do something creative. And Stephen Aremus, our original musical director with Cindy and Brian Yusufer, his associate, they had the idea to produce the song and get everyone to record it. And they originally were going to do, I think it was just going to be New York people. And I think maybe I said to them, we should get everybody from around the world to participate if they can. And so we started sending out the asks, and everybody was excited to do it. And other shows were doing it, and we did it. We actually released it on Pride Sunday here in New York City, Gay Pride in New York City, which was the perfect day to release it. And I think having everyone from all the different companies around the world participate in some way really made you take a look at how the show and the message of the show resonates in the same way in all these countries. It's the same message no matter where we go, and it's the same reaction. I always say that Kinky Boots is a tsunami of love that comes at you, and then that tsunami comes back to the cast on stage, and we actually feel it. We feel that experience that the fans are feeling, because we believe in it completely. So it was just a joy to be a part of, and I think Stephen and Brian did a magnificent job. They did all the work. We just filmed ourselves and sent in our tapes.
I love that term, tsunami of love. 今ジェリーさんがおっしゃった愛の津波って素晴らしい表現ですよね。その愛の津波、こっちから愛が出て、そしてまたキャストに戻ってくるという愛の循環っていうのはその素晴らしい表現だと思いました。So Jay, how was it being taking part in that Raise You Up video project?
It was wonderful, and like Jerry said, a joy. We were all very happy to participate, and like he said, we were also all itching to do something creative. So we were happy to have a moment and an opportunity to touch that material that affected all of us so much, and to give that back to the fans around the world.
And Jerry or Jay, how was the movie perceived by everyone? What kind of reactions did you get?
Oh, everyone, at least my friends, were all very happy to see it, and they said it came at the perfect time, and it was just what they needed to really remind them of the love and all that Kinky Boots was. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, if the show was still here, oh, we wish it wasn't closed."
Yeah, people, all of my friends, and on social media, it got a lot of play and a lot of reactions, and they all were extremely positive. Everybody.
日本の皆さんもレイズアップの動画見られたと思います。今お二人がおっしゃったように、やっぱりそのキンキーブーツまた見たくなりましたよね。It really was a great video. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Hi, Jerry Mitchell here, the director of Kinky Boots, and I want to send all my love and prayers to all of the fans of Kinky Boots and all of the fans of Haruma. He was truly a spectacular Lola, and I will remember him with great pride and joy because he brought so much happiness to me as I watched him play the role. Much love, take care of yourselves, and all my best.
It was so extremely heartbreaking to learn of the passing of Haruma. Not only did we lose a beautiful artist, but we lost a beautiful human being, a beautiful heart, a beautiful friend. And I vow to carry you in all that I do, in everything that I am, and share your light, your love, and your energy with the world, because you will truly be missed, but you will never be forgotten.